Calm down, guys. Calm down. I felt like everyone was ready with their thoughts regarding the national award winners immediately when the Dhadak 2 review dropped yesterday. Almost like a secret that they couldn't keep to themselves, flooding the comment section with the national award rants rather than what they think about Dhadak 2. Anyway, I find it so peculiar that every year we make videos about award shows like the Filmfare Awards, IFA or Z, hoping and praying that the choices of the winners becomes more informed and creatively driven, but each year we feel disappointed. The National Award seems to be an addition in the same category as I saw all of us discussing the winners last year and how particularly irked we were regarding some of the choices. This year, however, there is absolute pandemonium because Shahrukh Khan has won Best Actor award for Jawan, and when you have a star like Shahrukh Khan winning his first national award after 33 years in the industry, especially for a film like Jawan, there is bound to be a lot of thoughts. This choice has almost taken over the entire narrative regarding the national awards this year, absolutely ignoring some of the most ludicrous choices that the jury has made. So I want to go in ascending order of rage of the winners of the national awards this year. So just keep in mind that you're going to get progressively irritated as this video continues. Also, a lot of people are confused. These are all movies that released in 2023, but it is about when they get certification. So there are some movies that released in 2024, but were certified in 2023. So let's get to the choices that I feel fully deserve the award, the choices that were debatable, and finally the choices that I believe did not deserve the awards. Remember this? These are my personal choices. This is not fact. I'm just a random dude making videos because I like movies. You would be shocked on the number of times people need to be reminded of the same. So let's get to the list straight away. The deserved category. Best Music Director for Background Music, Harshvardhan Rameshwar for Animal, and Best Sound Design, Sachin Sudhakaran and Hariharan Muralidharan for Animal. I don't think anyone will argue against this because what Harshvardhan Rameshwar produced in terms of the score for Animal was a gem of a theatrical experience. He truly invigorated life in so many of the sequences of the movie. No matter where you stand regarding Animal, I think one thing is unanimous, that the technical qualities of this film are exceptional, and that has to do with Sandeep Reddy Vanga working in close collaboration with several of his departments. The one warranted criticism that I often get about my film reviews is that I don't have insight on sound design in film, something extremely effective in elevating film sequences, and this is the element beyond score, beyond music, or what the director just through sheer dialogue or natural sounds wants you to focus on. This can be the slash of an axe in an action scene, the tapping of shoes while walking, or even the sound of a cigarette being lit. Every sound has a purpose of where the director wants to align your focus, and this is something that I will be mindful of more in the future. Until then, I would highly recommend a classic by Nerdwriter1 on sound design on YouTube. It should be in the YouTube Hall of Fame for movie essays. Best Makeup for Shrikant Desai, Best Costume Design for Sachin Lavlekar, Divya Gambhir and Nidhi Gambhir, and Best Feature Film promoting national, social and environmental values, all going to Sam Bahadur. My biggest issue with a film like Sam Bahadur was its narrative structure that seemed to cover key chapters of Sam Manekshaw's life as if it was going through a to-do list. The man's life and experiences are way too vast for a feature film. However, the technical departments of the film definitely hit a bullseye. The makeup and costumes of several of the characters, especially Vicky Kaushal, Sania Malhotra and Fatima Sana Sheikh, truly took us on a time machine from the Second World War to the 70s and 80s. Awards that were thoroughly deserved. The last category of Best Film for National Importance is rather beyond my understanding, honestly. I'm sure in order to compensate their favorites, one day we will have Best Film to integrate as many cast members as possible in one frame and even give an award to Houseful 5. The subcategory descriptions are kind of hilarious for some of these awards. Best Feature Film, 12th Fail. I think Vidhu Vinod Chopra definitely deserved an award for 12th Fail. This is his 5th national award, having won awards for the Munna Bhai franchise and 3 Idiots previously, and just the underdog story the film showcased and the success it became financially. I think it is a movie that everyone unanimously wanted to root for, so there's no debate about it. Best Supporting Actor, MS Bhaskar for Parking. This is a movie that absolutely surprised me when it was recommended to me by a few Tamil subscribers. I have not seen Pukkalam, so I cannot comment on Vijay Raghavan's performance, but MS Bhaskar was absolutely spectacular in this slow burn dark comedy and thriller. The masterful manner in which the film creates a high stakes and intense tale about a parking space is peak creativity, honestly, and the brewing anger that simmers as more tension builds between the characters really accounted for such an engaging watch. I fully believe the legend deserves the award. Speaking of legends, Best Supporting Actor for Urvashi and Janki Bodiwala for Vash. A legend like Urvashi was absolutely flawless in this 2023 Malayalam film. I absolutely felt the anxiety with which she portrayed the mother-in-law, holding back this dark secret, burdened by the guilt, almost clinging on to Parvati in every scene. A newcomer like Janki pulled off an extremely complex role in Vash and provided the same conviction in the Hindi remake, deservedly getting the recognition early on, and hopefully this accounts for a bright future ahead. Now let's move on to some of the contentious choices that can be debated. Best Actress, Rani Mukherjee for Mrs. Chatterjee vs. Norway. There are a lot of conflicting feelings people have regarding Rani Mukherjee's portrayal in this film, which I quite on the contrary was deeply impacted by. Many people felt that she was overdramatic, many people did not align with her Bengali accent, and my thoughts, at least regarding the first criticism, was that her exasperation that is consistent throughout the film is warranted with the circumstances at play. Her child has been taken away from her, and I hate that there needs to be an understated approach towards such circumstances. If I were to argue, however, of who could have been awarded in this category other than Rani, I would say it has to be Sara Ali Khan for Gaslight. Relax. I'm kidding. I think the role and performance that is being slept on is Shefali Shah from The Three of Us. An absolutely beautiful and painful portrayal of a character struggling to grasp life that is just slipping away from her. She brought such a beautiful sensitivity to that role. Best choreography, Dindora Bajere from Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani. You know I will have some 2 cents to share regarding choreography, and don't get me wrong, I think the piece is well performed in Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani. However, I believe the choreography sequence prior to Dindora Baje, where Ranveer Singh and Tota Roy Chaudhary perform on Dola Re, deserves more appreciation than Dindora Bajere. I don't know whether it's a combined choreography, so it can probably be 2 different entities or it's the same, who knows. Ranveer and Tota both were absolutely flawless in that sequence. Finally, just on a side note, I think I have a personal bias here. I absolutely loved the effortless and chill choreography of Pyar Hota Kai Baar from Tu Jhooti Main Makkar, but that's just a personal preference. In terms of scale and eventual picturization, I think it makes sense to give the award to Dindora Baje. Best Music, G.V. Prakash Kumar for Vati. I went back to listen to the music of Vati by G.V. Prakash Kumar and wasn't particularly impacted by the album for it to be considered as the best of the year. When I was thinking about all of the musical albums where the songs of the movies are composed by an individual, remember this is very important that an individual composes it, I really thought that what Charan Raj did with a movie like Sapta Sagar Dache Yellow was on another level. I still get memories of absolutely breaking down listening to some of the songs. Another contender I feel which reminds me of just beautiful soulful tracks is what Deebu Ninant Thomas and Santosh Narayanan did for Chitta. Just for me personally, Vati never really became something that I revisited ever. Best film providing wholesome entertainment for Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani. I mean, I have a very unpopular opinion regarding this movie. I actually enjoyed it. Yes, I have problems with it, but this exaggerated hatred towards it, I think, is slightly forced. But there can be an argument on whether it deserves this accolade because when I do think of wholesome entertainment, I think of Animal and Gadar. What is the alternative then? Maybe underrated films like Dada and Gulmohar could have been considered for the same versus just looking for an obvious commercial choice. But again, I think Rocky Aur Rani gets a lot of unnecessary flack for it being a pretty harmless commercial flick. Best film in Hindi, Kathal. This almost felt like the makers were wanting to give an underdog an award and chose this film. It's a sweet, funny and heartfelt film, but to win best film is quite the stretch in my opinion. If the underdogs were even being celebrated, I think there are way better alternatives, especially if one were to acknowledge an impact on society and saying something important. I think tales such as Oh My God 2 with sex education and a compelling courtroom drama like Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai deserve some attention. Now, let's get to the spicy section of winners which I completely disagree with. Manje, nada. Zero room for debate for me. Just my opinion, guys. Okay, please remember that. Also, this is not intended to hate on the artist specifically, but just the choices or alternatives that were available. I believe they deserve this award. Best Cinematography, Prasantanu Mohapatra for the Kerala Story. This is one of the most generic looking films of the year. Not only did it incite violence against a community, it was one of the most mediocre films visually. There is absolutely no pragmatic mind in this world that would look at the frames executed by Avinash Arun in Three of Us, Akhil George and the lengths that the makers of 2018 went through to execute the floods that engulfed Kerala, the majestic frames of Tiru in Jigartanda XX and conclude, leave all of this aside. and this is cinema. This is what really should beat every other contender from a cinematography perspective. It's absolutely wild that they think that Kerala Story is the most riveting film visually. Best playback singer male, PVNS Rohit for Baby. I've seen Baby, I've cringed through most of it, and even though Rohit sounds majestic, the other choices are far too compelling for me not to choose. I thought Bhupinder Babbal with Arjun Veli almost became the anthem of the year. I have a personal bias with the heart that Kapil Kapilan contributed to the title track of Sapta Sagar Dache Yellow. I thought Santosh Narayanan's vocals for Unnakutan was so soulful, but I think one male vocalist that everyone is sleeping on is what Vishal Mishra did for a beautiful single like Rattamare from Jailer. That for me is a single that I keep on revisiting and surely has to be one of the best heartfelt singles I have heard in years. Best Action Director Nandu and Prithvi for Hanuman. This is some really unnecessary glazing for a film like Hanuman because it's interesting from a concept point of view, it's praiseworthy for what it attempted in its controlled budget. It did what even Adipurush could not do, revere and respect gods and how they can be portrayed in a more contemporary style. However, its action choreography is extremely basic and childlike. And you may wonder that I will provide alternatives like Jawan, Animal or Leo that really scaled up and brought some riveting sequences. However, I believe a movie that is slept on by everyone and probably has some of the most innovative action choreography is from the Tamil film Maaveeran. Yannick Ben deserves so much praise for what he executed in this film. The sword sequence with Mishkin is still so fresh in my memory. One of the most underrated superhero action films to come out of India. Best film in Telugu, Bhagvanth Kesari. I mean, you all know that Balaya is not just cinema for me. He is my life's inspiration. He is an idea, an enigma, a demigod that all of us lowly mortals should only bow down to. But Bhagvanth Kesari is where I draw the line, sir. I'm sorry. If it is going to be 110 crores Dakumaraj in the future, I will concede and clap because it has a groundbreaking performance by Urvashi. But this choice is hilarious, especially when you have genuinely entertaining and engaging Telugu films like Balagam, Virupaksha and Hi Nana released in the same year. Best film Tamil, Parking. The jury really seems to be a fan of the Tamil film Parking, and while I acknowledge it to be an absolutely solid film made on a controlled budget and it's truly something to marvel at on how technically engaging the film is, to label it the best Tamil film of the year of 2023 is crazy talk to me, especially when you consider that Viduthalai Part 1 released in the same year, a movie that was hands down the best film of 2023 for me. Best Direction, Sudipto Sen for The Kerala Story. I mean, I get the jury love Parking, a solid and technically proficient film, but it's more than clear when you go through all the winners that they think Kerala Story is peak cinema, while in my opinion, it was manipulative and hate-induced propaganda. Irrespective of whatever my thoughts are, I would have loved for some recognition to be given to Amit Rai for Oh My God 2 or Devashish Makhija for Joram, because these movies are far more effective in being artistically true to their craft versus simply relying on antagonizing a mob for an agenda. I'm sorry, but I personally think a film like The Kerala Story receiving such accolades is deeply concerning. Best Screenplay, Sai Rajesh for Baby. Chalo maan liya Parking is good. I will fight till my last breath and give you 10 more alternatives other than The Kerala Story that is more technically brilliant. However, the jury's love for the Telugu movie Baby slightly baffles me, and especially if I were to critically look at the screenplay of movies and what stood out the most, I must say that it's crazy on how overlooked the work of Shaurya is for the film Hai Nana, probably being one of the most innovatively written Telugu movies of that year. But hey, that's just me. I hope that rings true for you too. Shahrukh Khan for Best Actor in Jawan with Vikrant Massey from 12th Fail. Imagine getting trolled for saying that I love Shahrukh Khan and he got the deserved love at the box office with Jawan, but 99% people believe that he wasn't even in the reckoning for this category. It's true. Anyone not being swayed by their love for SRK will agree that Jawan was a piece of cake for him and very much the acting pitch ideal for commercial potboilers, but not something that will be raved about artistically. We loved his swagger as Vikram Rathore, we loved the compelling and informed speech he gave regarding a democracy, but this is in no way warranting an acting award. Ashutosh Gowarikar seems to have taken full Faisal Wala Badla here, remembering how he was snubbed for Swades and how in the same year the award went to Saif Ali Khan for Hum Tum. Many people are saying that this is a reaction to the years of being snubbed for movies like Swades, Chak De and My Name is Khan. Heck, people are also admitting that SRK should have got this award for fan. People would still accept it because that was a riveting performance. But to award SRK for Jawan and make him share this award with Vikrant for 12th Fail almost dilutes what Vikrant gave to the role emotionally. Prithviraj being overlooked for Adu Jeevitam or even what Vicky did with Sam Bahadur is rather peculiar and odd for me. People for their love for SRK get blinded by the emotion. I get it. He has formed my idea of what Hindi cinema is too. But I can still be objective about the film choice and the movie he got the award for compared to all the other choices. People are justifying it in their own head that this is somewhat of a lifetime achievement national award for the years dedicated to the craft. And you know what? I would prefer that. If you can do a film category for wholesome entertainment for social and national importance, why not have an honorary lifetime achievement award? And I am telling you, if this was announced, everyone unanimously would be celebrating. We love SRK for what he has done for Hindi cinema. We love the crazy comeback he has had. We cheered and hooted in theatres and gave him a grand welcome to the industry he ruled for so many years. But if the category is Best Actor for the movies in 2023 and you believe he was so exceptional in Jawan that he trumps all the other choices, then I can't argue with that kind of blind love. It just categorically makes no sense. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below on your thoughts on the winners and losers of the national awards. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.